Yo, what is up, my friends? It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We're back with your best bets video for college football, week number 10. We're going to cover your spreads, totals, parlays, predictions, everything on the slate. We got Friday and Saturday covered. We'll have one pick from Friday, 4 from Saturday. Let's lock in, guys, and get a 5-0 sweep in college football.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire, all my bets straight from. You're in the house that Cap made now. Straight fire.
As always, my friends, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of you guys' support as always. Covering all the football games from Friday, November 1st to Saturday, November 2nd, guys. Looking forward to this slate of action and excited to make some money here in college football in week 10. As the season grinds on, guys, we're getting into key games here late in the season, determining college football playoff futures. Let's get after it. Let's do a recap from last week. We ended up going 2-3, minus 0.39 units. Obviously disappointing, especially with how the days started. We started 2-0. We hit the over in the Kansas State game. That was pretty easy. And then we also hit the Ole Miss money line at plus 180. Felt great after the first couple of games. Then the nightcap, we had the Vanderbilt Missouri game over 48.5. They didn't score like virtually anything in the first half. I think there was 3 points in the first half. Ended up being like 24 in the second half. Obviously, you know, that was definitely a bad miss there. We had the LSU team total under 23.5 points, which I actually thought was a great call. LSU's offense looked like crap most of the night. We're getting shut out in the second half, and then they got a late garbage touchdown, I believe, versus Texas A&M's backups, which was really frustrating to lose that way. So obviously we lost that one. And then, yeah, that was just pretty much, it is what it is, guys. It's like I said, we didn't end the week good. We still didn't lose a lot. We lost a little bit, but still, man, the way the week started, I thought we were gonna have a great week in college football, and then it just fell flat. So it is what it is. It's a new week, guys. We're gonna get it rolling in college football. Don't worry about that. This week is definitely gonna be our week. So. As far as our comic kippers go, we had KJ Philly 5-teamer calling the Vanderbilt minus 2.5 spread there versus Missouri. They won 17-10. Shamrock Test calling the Pittsburgh Panthers minus 6 on the spread. That cash is there. So love to see it. Great calls from our comic kippers. Side note, we had a killer day yesterday in the NFL and the NBA. We went 6-1 across the channel. We cashed day one of our ladder. So we're getting it rocking we're rocking in other sports. College football, though, we need to have a great week. And I'm feeling the momentum, guys. The momentum here at the channel has been strong. I'm feeling like we're going to have a great week here in college football. So a couple other quick things. Make sure you guys are looking out for all of our other content that's going to get released. NFL, NBA. We drop NBA videos every morning. We've been killing it in the NBA. We had a sweep this week. Went 3-1 there last night. We're doing pretty good in the NBA. Obviously, we'll have NFL content dropping as well. Around 12 o'clock noon Saturday will be our NFL Best Bets video for week number 9. That'll be for the 1 and 4 o'clock games. We'll drop a Sunday night video at 8 o'clock on Saturday as well there. And then we'll drop our Monday night video on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time there. So, got a lot of content coming at you. And hopefully, obviously, we can make you guys some money. Hopefully, you guys made money last night here at the channel. We had a huge night. Cashed another parlay. It was a great night for us. So, let's get after it, though, in college football. Let's make some money. Let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we are going with the SMU Mustangs. Plus 11.5 here on the spread versus the Miami Hurricanes. We got minus 115 odds on Fanatics. Let me first say this game is at home for SMU. SMU was in the college football playoff last year. So what are we doing? Right away I saw the spread. I'm like, what is going on here? I just watched Miami lose to Louisville a couple weeks ago. It was on Thursday or Friday Night Football. I sat and watched that entire game, and I came out of it thinking, yeah, Miami's okay. I mean, their defense looked a little loose that night. You know, Beck looked a little off. Is this the type of team that's going to cover big spreads? I don't think so. I mean, they've had some great wins. I'm not taking anything away from Miami. Carson Beck's having a great season. They beat Notre Dame. I know. I'm not going to hate on Miami too much. Man, SMU just got in the college football playoff last year. They brought the same quarterback back with Jennings there. I think they can keep this game close. I'm not calling an SMU win here. But, man, last time we took SMU on the spread versus Clemson on the road, they won straight up by 11. Granted, Clemson's been trash this year. But you guys get the point. SMU's got a solid ball club. They're not a bunch of scrubs here running out in the field. They're 5-3 on the season. They're still pretty solid. They've had an overtime loss to Baylor. They're a team that can compete. And I expect them to compete in this game here versus Miami. I expect Miami to win, but SMU to cover is not that crazy here, guys, at all. The most SMU has lost by this season has been by 11 on the road versus TCU. Well, they're at home here, so that should help them out here as well. Their home games, they've won by 13, 24, and then a loss by 3 to Baylor in overtime. So like I said, this is a team that should show up at home and at least give Miami a fight. I do like Carson Beck for what it's worth. I am more of a Georgia Bulldogs fan. I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. I've been for a very long time. So seeing Carson Beck leave, I'm happy he's having success, obviously, in Miami. I think he's a good dude and all that stuff. So, but as far as covering a big number, I don't see it from Miami, guys. Especially on the road, like I said. I don't think their defense is good, but at times they've gotten loose. Like I said, versus Louisville, and then even versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame's great, though. So, I'm not going to hate. Again, I'm not hating on Miami. I'm just saying this spread's too big, right? So, I think SMU gets the cover here. Love it there for number 1 pick. Going SMU Mustangs plus 11.5 on the spread here versus the Miami Hurricanes. Minus 115 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 2, we got the under 55.5 points in the Cincinnati-Utah game. Minus 120 odds here on Fanatics. Risking a unit here on this one. I really like this one, guys. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. I like taking unders. I really do, especially in great spots. I think this is a nice spot. Utah has a great defense. They rank 12th in yards allowed per play. They rank 9th in points per game allowed. They're a pretty good defense, especially at home in Utah. So I think they're going to be able to do some things here and obviously keep the scoring down here in this one versus Cincinnati. And Cincinnati brings in a decent defense as well. Cincinnati 34th in points per game allowed. 66 allowed in yards per play allowed, which isn't horrible. But the points per game allowed, obviously, I like that. 34 is pretty solid there in all of college football. Both these teams are 5-3 so far to the over this season. So I think this is going to be a spot, though, where we're going to see the under. I think the under, with that being said, I think the under's due here. I think you got 2 decent enough defenses here under the lights and a late showing game. I think the defenses will come ready to play. I would be surprised if this turns into a shootout. It could. I ain't going to lie to you. It definitely could. But I think the defenses show up in this one. The last time Cincinnati played a good defense, and they were an okay defense. They played Nebraska. There was 37 points in that game. That game ended 20-17. All the other games have been against trash teams, pretty much. If they play against a decent defense, I don't think they're going to put up nearly as much. And their defense will be able to hold Utah down a little bit here. And I expect this game to be lower scoring here in this one. Like I said, this is a matchup between 2 top 25 teams. You should see a lot of defensive energy on the field. And with it being on the lights, they're going to be motivated and ready to play up front. I'd be very surprised if this, like I said, if this turns into a shootout. I think this will be quite the barn burner with the lack of points. So, love it there, guys, for number 2 pick. We got the under 55.5 points in the Cincinnati-Utah game. Minus 120 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 3, we're going with the Kansas State Wildcats. Plus 7.5 here on the spread. Really like this one here versus Texas Tech. Minus 120 odds here on Fanatics. I love this spot for K-State. We talked about it last week when we took the over in that K-State-Kansas game. We talked about how Kansas State have really found their offense scoring 34-plus points in each of the previous 3 games. We could add another game to that. They scored over 40 again last week. So this offense right now is clicking with Avery Johnson. Kind of like what you expected at the beginning of the year from K-State. What I expected. I took Kansas State. Did I take Kansas State in week 1? I might have actually taken Iowa State. And I think Kansas State won that game. Yeah, anyway. I remember betting that game and that crazy game in Ireland where they're just, I don't know. Just was a weird game, obviously, because it was in Ireland. But Kansas State has looked great. the last couple of games. Their offense in particular has looked phenomenal. They look great. They finally pieced it together on defense last game versus Kansas as well. I was surprised at how the K-State defense showed up there versus Jalen Daniels. So that's obviously an encouraging sign as well. They're coming back home here, playing a Texas Tech team that no doubt is very good. We've bet on Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech. But here, I think this is a bit too many points. In a spot where Kansas State's at home, you're asking Texas Tech to cover by more than a possession here versus a K-State team right now on the up and up. I think K-State will get the cover here. I think it will be a very close competitive game, a one-score game. I think they'll hang around here. You got Avery Johnson, like I said, a lot of experience at quarterback, and he's really turned it on of late. He made a couple throws last week that I was like, wow. He made one, it was like an 80 or 75 or 80-yard touchdown, and he just hit the guy right in stride. It was like a 50-yard bomb. I was like, dang, okay. So, obviously, love seeing that. Texas Tech has also looked a little weird here of late. The quarterback situation's been strange all season with Will Hammond and Morton there. Hammond's played a bunch of the games. Morton is the starter, but he's gotten injured like 2 or 3 different times now. And now Will Hammond went down with an injury for the season. He tore his ACL, so he's out for the year. So now it is just Bayron Morton. He is back, but he's got no backup behind him. And this guy has gone out in 2 or 3 games now with a calf injury. So this thing keeps flaring up on him. If that were to happen, Texas Tech would definitely be in trouble down another quarterback. I don't know who they go to. They have to go to their third-string quarterback, which usually wouldn't bode well, especially on the road. I'm not anticipating that necessarily happening. I'm just saying the game will be close. Texas Tech, last couple of weeks, they did win 42-0 versus Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma State is so bad. I mean, so bad that I don't give them any credit for that win at all. And then they lost the week before that to Arizona State on the road, 26-22. So I think this is a spot where you get K-State kind of coming up, and Texas Tech has kind of lost a little bit of momentum from where they started the season at. Where we were betting on their spreads. Now I think they're in a prime fade spot. So love that for number 3 pick, guys. We get Kansas State plus 7.5 on the spread versus the Texas Tech Red Raiders minus 120 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, to number 4, we got the over 48.5 points in the Memphis Rice game. We got minus 105 odds here on ESPN Bet risking unit. This is our Friday night play. So hopefully we get the week started right with a cash here on the over. Memphis 68th, Rice 88th in yards allowed per play. So neither of these defenses is particularly impressive. They can certainly be beat. Offensively, Memphis is very solid, the 27th in yards per play. Rice is 120th in yards per play, so they got a little bit of work there, obviously, too. But I said both defenses don't really impress me. I think especially with Rice being at home, I think Rice could score a couple times in this one to get the points that we're going to need to cash this over here. I think that's a big part of this. Brandon Lewis, dual threat quarterback for Memphis, 17 total touchdowns so far in the season. Memphis is averaging 36.6 points per game. So if they stick to that mark, which I think Memphis should score a lot here, I have them scoring between 37 and 40 points. I think that's definitely a reasonable amount for them. If they score that much, Rice has to score like 14. And like I said, I think they could do that. Being at home versus the Memphis defense, like I said, that's not that impressive. They can be beat. And I think Rice could get a couple touchdowns up on the board. The spread actually isn't as crazy as I thought it would be for this. The spread is actually 13.5. So I'm thinking that the books think that Rice could put up some points here. Because the total's set to 48.5, but the spread's set to minus 13.5. And it wouldn't make any sense for Memphis to score below their average, honestly, in this one. Rice's defense is not good at all. So I think Memphis is going to put a number on Rice, and I think Rice could do enough here to get us to the over. So love it there for number 4 pick, guys. We get the over 48.5 points in the Memphis Rice game. We got minus 105 odds here on ESPN Bet. Okay, and finally at number 5, I think this is my favorite play of the week. We got the Vanderbilt Commodores money line here versus the Texas Longhorns. Plus 135 odds on Caesars. I've been looking for an opportunity to fade Texas, to be honest with you. I really have, in the right spot. And I think this is a good spot. Vanderbilt offense, 6th in yards per play, led by Diego Pavia, Heisman candidate conversation for him. Obviously, he's been fantastic this season. Vanderbilt's having an all-world season by those standards. They are absolutely crushing it. They beat coming off a big win last week versus Missouri at home. So here versus Texas, I think they keep it going. Texas is a team that has been overrated since the jump, and they haven't looked good much of the season. They had that one game versus Oklahoma where they played the second half where they looked decent. Outside of that, Texas has not looked good at all. 3-point win against Kentucky, lost to Florida, narrow win versus the struggling Mississippi State Bulldogs there. Not a lot of good things going on right now for Texas. And their defense got exposed last week, which I was a little surprised by. Their defense played horrible last week. So, I don't know, guys. I think Diego Pavia comes in here and gets the job done. I have a lot more faith right now in Vanderbilt. They're 6-2 against the spread this season. Texas is 2-6 against the spread this season. I really think Vanderbilt has all the momentum and everything right now to play for. Texas is, obviously, like I said, having a very disappointing season for their standards and their outlook on the season. Right now, I simply think Arch Manning is way overrated. Maybe he could be that guy at some point. We haven't really seen that on a consistent level this season. And versus a good defense in particular, I don't think we'll see it anymore in this one. Vanderbilt also has a decent defense as well. They're 5th in yards per play allowed. Their defense has also played well. And Texas here is 8th. So I think that was supposed to say 50th actually. I think they're 50th in yards per play allowed. But even still, their defense is decent as well. And I think they're going to be able to. Texas, their offense is 70th in yards per play as an offense. That's not up to snuff for them. And I think Vanderbilt here goes in and gets the upset on the road. You can take the positive spread if you want. It's like 3 points. I'm taking the money line because just like with Ole Miss last week, I don't want to lose out in the value. I think they're going to win straight up. So love that for number 5 pick, guys. You get the Vanderbilt money line here versus Texas, plus 135 odds here on Caesars. And then, of course, our For the Sweep Parlay, valued at plus 34.56 odds on Fanatics, risking a 10th of a unit. Love this one here, guys. Hopefully we can hit this and have a massive week in college football. If we were to hit everything, we would make close to 8.5 units, close to 9 units, which would be wild if we were able to get the sweep. So let's get that sweep, guys. Would love to see it. So, as always, appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. Outside of that, that will do it for me, guys. Make sure you guys check out all of our content here. We're flying around the channel. NBA, NFL, college football. We got you all covered. We've been on a heater, this week. We've had sweeps in the NBA and the NFL this week. We had another great day in the NBA last night, going 3-1. We got the sweep in the NFL, going 3-0 in that one. So it's been a great week. Hopefully we can continue that with college football, with NBA, with the weekend. Let's make some money, guys. All right, peace out.